So guys, after finishing with this area, we head onto the Porsche lineup. You have got 4 Porsche 918s, 1, 2, 3, 4, a 918 Carrera GT, and a GT2 RS. So this is number 2 of the Holy Trinity, which I just mentioned with the LaFerrari. So you have got the NAV8. If I'm not mistaken, it's a 4-liter. It's a 4.6 liter naturally aspirated engine with an electric motor. So it's a rear wheel drive, which makes it much more fun. But like I had mentioned, I would prefer LaFerrari over this. Many people wouldn't. Many people would have preferred a 918. But I'm much more of a LaFerrari guy, as you guys can tell. So but it does look beautiful, honestly. It's a martini livery on this, got the number 8. So this red and white does go along very well. And you've got another 918 Spider in the silver color, which is, I prefer this spec, is much more sought after because people don't like to go on top like too much. So this one is just like a, what you can say is a much more subtle option people go for, with the acid green calipers and everything. So this one has a brown interior, which not a lot of people would opt for, but it is a good, what you can say, contrast with this color. As I mentioned, the acid green continues onto the badging. So yeah, we've got another one in red, as you guys can see, with acid green calipers and acid green everywhere. So this red with this burgundy interior, carbon fiber bucket seats, got the console right there. Oh, you've got a cup holder also, that's very, very nice. I've got another one in silver, so I believe that is like a metallic gray or silver, metallic gray I mean. This is a silver with the acid green. Like this is like a normal spec. You've got the acid green everywhere, got carbon fiber, got the beautiful NA 4.6 liter. And yeah, then you come on to the Carrera GT, the famous vehicle, the Widowmaker from Porsche. As many of you know, the legend Paul Walker died in one with his friend Roger Roadsters, who was, I believe, a racetrack driver. So this is the reason for it being a Widowmaker, is because of the V10 engine, right, and the gated manual gearbox. So this is one of the many reasons this being called the Widowmaker. The V10, the rear wheel drive, hardcore, very, what you can call, obscure clutch. So that's the reason why this car is called the Widowmaker. But it is in this beautiful yellow color with a red interior, and my oh my, this is like a dream spec on a Carrera GT. Firstly, the reason of taking a Carrera GT is the V10 engine. Many people would take, like, for example, an LFA, because that V10 is on a different level, but you know, a lot of people would prefer this, who are more Porsche fan, will prefer Porsches, and people don't prefer Lexus V10 over Porsche V10. So yeah, and then next to it is a GT2 RS, which is a YSEC package, which I'm not mistaken, this is the 3.7 liter turbocharged in a flat 6, which is, you know what you can say, a combination of your GT3 RS and your Turbo S. You've got the turbocharger and you've got the 3.7 liter inline 6. So combining that, you've got this hardcore race track Porsche, as you guys can see, and a white on white is something else. You've got the black interior, you've got the roll cage right there, but a GT2 RS over GT3 RS any day. Honestly, any day. GT2 RS over GT. And the GT3 RS, especially the newer one, the 992, it's overrated by many people. Like everybody thinks, no, now the GT3 RS is the most sought after car. Like everybody says, no, GT3 RS is the ultimate car, which is not true. You've got many options, which the GT3 RS is one of them. Makes the GT2 RS a fallen soldier. Not many people recognize the potential of a GT2 RS. And right here we've got a 911 Turbo S Cabriolet, which is, I'm not mistaken, also an inline 6 with a 3 liter, I'm not sure what, but it is an inline 6, which is like, you know, good Grand Touring car. We've got plain out interior. We've just got the yellow dial on the ref counter, but like this is a proper like Sunday car. And yeah, then we move on to the GT3 Touring. So this is like the not so obnoxious GT3 RS's less obnoxious version. So this is a 992. So this is what you can call more focused onto drivability and much more comfort compared to the GT3 RS. So I would prefer a normal 992 GT3 Touring instead of the GT3 RS. So yeah, next up we've got a Ford GT, which is the hypercar from Ford with a V6 EcoBoost engine, which not a lot of people were a fan of at the beginning, but the potential this engine has showed to a lot of people is just something. Like the way this car sits on the road presence on this thing with the carbon fiber wheels. So it's doesn't matter if it's just a V6 EcoBoost. The power this engine produces is unbelievable. What Ford has done is create a timepiece with this car, with all the aero and everything. This is just a timepiece, something that is out of the ordinary. So yeah, and right next to it is a Pagani Huayra Roadster again, which is in full white. Right, you've got the basic carbon fiber and everything, but this one is a white with white interior, which is a great contrast. Honestly, this just makes it much more appreciative. Like there's nothing else to say on a Pagani Huayra Roadster. Like there's nothing. It's just an undeniable, elegant, beautiful machine. There's nothing else. If you hate on a Pagani, you are I don't want to say it, but if you hate on a Pagani, I don't know what to say, man. Like who can hate this timepiece? Like, I mean, if we just go over here, you guys can see is just beautiful in every angle. Is not a bad side of this. Next to another Pagani Huayra in blue exposed carbon fiber. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this is a Huayra Roadster. Again, I think there is a theme going on with Huayra Roadsters here, but this is like something people would put in a museum and be afraid to drive. As you guys can see, it is sold, and you might know why it's not being driven around, because I mean, that explains everything. Exposed carbon fiber, full vehicle is exposed carbon fiber, so I mean, you would be scared to drive this, wouldn't you? So from Pagani's we move on to an S680, which is a Maybach V12, but I have nothing to say. But only thing I'd say is this shape or this era of S-Class is very beautiful. The new S-Class doesn't do it for me. And we've got AMG GT Black Series 3 in a line, both V8 bi-turbo engines, 4-liter. This is like the track version of the AMG GT. So yeah, I prefer that color over the other two. And this one is black with a bit of orange striping going on. And we've got a McLaren Senna, like I mentioned in the previous video that I saw at People of Faith. This is just the McLaren time attack vehicle, named after the legend Ayrton Senna. This vehicle has not anything to say bad about this vehicle. Just elegant, beautiful, hardcore, race, track, everything. Only issue with this car, which I think everybody has, is the small window. Like, what can you get through that? Not a lot. I've seen a video of someone trying to order McDonald's and they struggled to get their order through that small window. So yeah, but besides that, nothing. Just a racetrack focused vehicle, and I absolutely love it. Oh yeah, and congrats to DMO DJ for having his in Dubai also, so we'll get a chance to see that also on the roll.